Hello everyone, we are going to be solving daily lead code problem given on 18th August 67924 game. It is a pretty nice problem for, or maybe a pretty interesting problem for uh, us to solve, and a little bit of thinking is required. Before we start talking anything or start thinking about this problem, we shall have a small motivational quote. Stepping out of your comfort zone pushes you to face new challenges, learn new skills, and grow beyond self-imposed limits. It opens doors to experiences, connections, and possibilities you wouldn't encounter otherwise. While staying comfortable feels safe, true growth happens when you embrace uncertainty, leading to greater confidence, resilience, and endless opportunities for success and fulfillment. Right? So, learn to always step out of your comfort zone and take up new challenges. And in life, right, we do not often get many challenges, right? So embrace the new challenges that you get and accept it and keep learning and keep growing. So yeah, let's look at this problem. Yeah, so sorry. Let's understand this problem. So you are given an integer array of cards of length 4. You have 4 cards containing a number in range 1 to 9, and you should arrange the numbers on these cards in a mathematical expression using the operators plus, minus, subtract, or division, and the parenthesis to get the value 24. You are restricted with the following rules. The division operator represents real division, not integer division. For example, 4 divided by 1 minus 2 divided by 3 is equals to 4. Uh, 4 divided by 1 divided by 3. So, which is equals to 12, right? Okay, so every operation done is between two numbers. In particular, we cannot use minus as unary operator. For example, if cards 111 is not allowed, you cannot concatenate numbers together. For example, cards 1212 12 is not valid. So return true if you get such expressions that evaluates to 24, else false. So it is simple. So we are given with this cards input of containing of numbers 1 to 9 of length 4. We need to perform all the mathematical operations such that if there is a value that leads us, any combination of values which leads us to 24, then we return true, else false, right? So a, uh, I can think about it in a very easy fashion. So maybe it requires some amount of time, which I've done already before starting this before even having to approach this video. So I would write whatever the thought process or the approach that we are going to be using to solve this problem. So we can check if this has a base condition. If nums dot length is equals to 1, then we check if nums of 0 minus 24 is less than or equal to maybe a 10 power minus 6, right? This is the smallest floating decimal that we can round off, or maybe we can even say less than 0, right? That's the base case. Next, we are going to choose two numbers using an I loop which runs from 0 to length nums, and I plus plus, and j loop which runs from I plus 1 to same length and j plus plus. So next we will have a next array which is going to be as a reference for us to pick the next set of numbers. So, and we are also going to have a k which runs from 0 to length, and we are going to check if k is not equal to I and k is not equal to j, then we push it to next to perform the next set of operations. So the operations that we are going to perform, maybe let's say a and b are two numbers, so we do all possible operations such as a plus b, a minus b, a divided by b, uh, sorry, I missed another thing here. So b, a minus b, b minus a, and a into b. And we are also going to check if b is greater than 0, then we push a by b. So let's call all these as candidates, possible candidates. So we also push a divided by b. That is, we are going to push um, two more values such that uh, a divided b and b divided by a if a and b are greater than 0. Then we also compute we recursively compute for each value if this would be a DFS function. So we send in this value and also the next array with the value. So we return true if this value is fine. In candidates, so if any branch leads to value 24, then we return true. That's the whole idea. So I will start writing the code for the solution, and this should be a pretty self-explanatory one, right? I would like to hear comments on wherever you guys feel uh, you did not understand any section of the code, right? Let me switch to the Leetcode editor and let me start adding the code. So I'm going to start off with a variable declaration called EPS, which would be 10 power minus 6, which I'm going to represent it this way. And we are going to check a few cases, like if the nums.length is less than or equal to 4, or if there is only one number, then we are going to check if that number minus 24 is less than or equal to EPS, which means it is close to 0, right? So before even doing that, we are going to be having a DFS function which would send in all the cards numbers as a decimal value, and we are going to initialize DFS with the nums. So this is going to return true or false if the specific number minus 24 is less than or equal to uh, EPS less than 20, 10 power minus 6, right? Then we are going to pick two numbers, that is through the loops I and j. So next array would hold all the possible set of pair of numbers that we are looking to perform the operation upon. So apart from the current I and j combination. Now we are going to create all the possible candidate operations for this selected number, and we are going to store it in the candidates array. Uh, we are also going to push the division values, but before pushing that, we are going to check if the values a and b are greater than 10 power minus 6. And once we have this, so we are going to iterate through each value and continue our DFS function with next set of values to iterate until we get a value which computes to 24 as per the problem requirement. So if nothing works, then we return false. Okay, so this should solve the problem. Let's see if we can try running this solution. time complexity of the solution would be of 1 because um, next of 1 because time complexity would be of 1 because at each stage we are reducing the number of elements to 1. uh, as you see, with each operation we are only going to be performing we are going to be sending one set of value, and we are going to check if it reaches a value 24, else we keep sending in the possible candidates. But yeah, eventually it would be one computation, one value that is going to be computed, right? So yeah, space complexity would also be O of 1 because we are not having to store any set of dynamic uh, values or any specific arrays to store some values, right? So maybe you can say the call stack might take some space, but yeah. Let me see how I can fix this. Okay, so let me fix few issues here. So as I said, j would run from I plus 1 loop, and also few declarations that have been made mistake here. So let me retry submit. Let me try submitting it again. Okay, so this should be j. Alright, this should at least solve the problem. Let's see if it solves the problem. As you can see, the solution gets submitted. Hope you found this video helpful. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.